That's much better. Wow. I got over that. Cool. That was a quick drop off. My name is Angela Miller. Let's start.
That's much better.
God, it's all going on. Such is a woman's life. So, welcome to Women's Work. My name is Angela Miller of the Women's Work Project. I would have been joined by the lovely Rossio this evening. I am not this evening, so I miss you. Do come next week when things are a bit more settled. You've been on a huge voyage, and yeah, great. Can't wait to have you back, my dear. Anyway, so this week on Women's Work, it has been a very tense week for some, the people around us. Oh, hello, Zach. How are you doing? Please stay for this because this is priceless, right? Okay, so let's have a look at this. I've been looking at things that have been making me laugh because I'm not allowed to leave the country. So one of them was, hold on a second, I'm just going to share that screen with you in just a sec. I just want to open it up. It is absolutely hilarious. I'm not sure if I can do it actually. It just represents everything that is wrong with the system, and it's very funny. Right, I'm just going to start it here.
So it's
right. This is somebody.
Just to wrap things up for us, Professor Shelley, I mean, do you think overall people should be planning to have a different Christmas? It's going to be smaller celebrations. It's going to look different, isn't it? I know that one thing you have pointed out, though, that there won't be any travel restrictions for Santa.
No travel restrictions for Santa.
Correct. Turkey producers here are planning to produce a higher proportion of small turkeys, anticipating smaller gatherings. And yes, we have considered whether or not Santa Claus can travel this Christmas. It's a serious issue because we've just been talking about travel.
The sincerity of Public Health Island.
All around the world. So is he at risk of transmitting the virus really right around the world? And is there risk for Santa Claus himself? Because he's not exactly thin.
Santa's not thin.
If he were having a medical exam, he would be considered to be clinically obese.
Would he now?
That puts him at higher risk of diabetes, of high blood pressure.
Right.
And so if he were to catch COVID, then he would be at risk of getting a very serious version of it and being admitted to intensive care. So that
wow, Santa in intensive care.
Colleagues, we realised that
look at their faces. Look at him on the left. They're taking it all seriously. You believe her words. Lapland.
He travels so quickly that even if a part of his entourage were to actually have the virus attached to them, they travel so.
Can I just stop there? They travel so quickly that the virus does not affect them.
Quickly, that there is no risk of transmitting the virus to anybody around the world. So at least that's some good news on the public health front. And that Santa Claus will be as usual, even if we have smaller family gatherings.
Well, I'm glad we got that.
Oh my goodness, does that even exist? I saw that and I absolutely just died of hysterical laughter. But to a more serious note, well, it's actually not that serious, but it is in a way. I've just had to laugh at certain things and find new ways of expressing how women have been affected by scenarios imposed upon them, hardworking women that have been affected. And I just wanted to bring awareness to this particular issue. And it's about women against state pension inequality. And this is in Britain. Now, it's a voluntary UK-based organisation founded in 2015 and campaigns against the way in which state pension age for men and women were equalised. They call for the millions of women affected to receive compensation. So, basically, in 1995, the Pensions Act increased the state pension age for women from 60 to 65 in order to equalise with men. Okay, we can understand that. But what we've also got to understand is that women have led dramatically different lives. They probably have children, they've been working, and it just is so unbelievable. So one of the proponents of that is this individual. Now, every time I see this guy's face, honestly, I am belly laughing. So this is the lovely George Osborne.
Natalie Rowe was once dubbed a ticking time bomb,
I've got to get this on
destined to blow
here.
away a couple of young Tories' chances of ever making it anywhere near Downing Street. Her story, published in the News of the World, about nights spent taking cocaine with George Osborne and supplying prostitutes for Mr. Osborne's friends, could have ended his
story of the man that
career.
took the pensions of women away.
I heard that Cameron was being asked whether he'd taken drugs, and George was being asked the same question, I believe. Not sure, but I knew that there was an issue about who had taken drugs. And for reasons that I won't go into, I decided to sell my story.
It was October 2005. In a matter of days, voting would begin to decide the future leader of the Conservatives.
Look at his
George
face.
Osborne
What a
was
lying
campaign
face that
manager
is.
for his good friend David
In
Cameron.
peace.
Nothing
Resolution.
and no one will stop us.
Natalie Rowe was in her early 20s when she met George Osborne. She was running an escort agency. Her boyfriend at the time was William Sinclair, a descendant of one of the biggest landowners in the UK. He and George Osborne were members of Oxford University's Bullingdon Club, a male-only institution.
They're the people that make the decisions in Britain.
Drinking and riotous behaviour. An invitation to join was usually restricted to those who'd studied at Eton, the world's most exclusive boys' school. Tell me about what you recall about George Osborne. What was he like?
He was kind of the outsider in the group.
It says it all, but actually what I wanted to do was get to
the rest of the guys were all from Eton, and he hadn't gone to Eton, and he would be kind of like a butt of their joke, sort of a joke, sort of like there was an issue that he wasn't from any sort of aristocratic background, and that he hadn't gone to Eton, and he was sort of as if he wasn't quite on the same level as they were. Oh, that's how I perceived it.
Class divide within a class.
Were you friends?
Me and George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it ever become more than a friendship?
Yes.
What did George Osborne think about your line of work?
He was very intrigued.
Intrigued.
What initially happened. And George
moving forward.
Was pretty intrigued.
Intrigued. Fascinating use of the word.
In 1994, she became pregnant to William Sinclair. They threw a party to celebrate.
Look at all
George
that.
Osborne
Oh, what's all that?
Cash.
State pension money.
Rose says was to buy illegal drugs. The white powder
look at that. Look at his face.
Is said to be cocaine.
Oh.
Natalie Rowe is adamant that she did not take drugs that night
Look at
when she was
face.
carrying her son.
I mean, it's been said.
Right, anyway, enough of that. Oh, but this now this, absolutely, honestly, I could cry and maybe even just die. Right, just watch this.
Questions to the Prime Minister.
Look at his face.
Worn out faces, worn out faces.
Look at his mouth. He's in wonder. These are the decision makers of your system existence. Look, having thought, oh, look at that collar, not tucked in. Oh, touching the nose. Got a bit of an itch. Look, gazing off for enlightenment. He's docking into the system, wondering what he's done. Oh, having a bit of a downer. He's thinking about when he's going to get his next pep up. Thoughtful and pensive, possibly certain. Oh, right. This just reflects the absurdity of how people take their instructions and who from. Look at that. Off his face. Look. and all thoughtful about how they're going to manipulate next and what orders he's going to take. Oh, people, I'm so sorry. That is so hilarious that you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it. No way. Do you mean I have to play that again? Okay, it was this one. It should be seeing it. I'm not sure why you can't see it. So I'm just going to have to do that again. And just find it. Just a moment, because it's gold. Absolute gold. Where are you? Where's it gone? Does it even exist? I don't know. Oh, you couldn't see it. Do you want me to put it back on? I'm going to have to find it now from somebody's from Anonymouse's Facebook post. I'm just going to get that because it's disappeared off my WhatsApp, and it is absolutely valuable. These are the people, the decision makers of Britain. They've been in existence, inserted and woven within the interloper system for the last 10 years, fully embedded. Let's have a look. Here it is. And tell me if I get it, if it's not on there for any reason whatsoever. Right. Is George Osborne okay? Right. Here we go. No volume. Look. I'm just going to have to laugh again. But tell me if you can see this. You can't see it. No. You see, we're getting a full stream here. Uh-oh. Something's going not quite right. Oh, that's a real shame. Oh, something's going not. Oh my goodness, I can see it right on here. Anyway, it's showing on YouTube. Oh. Look, office bonds. Women have to work till they're 67. Look at him. Oh my goodness, look. I wonder if he's reviewing his life, wondering if he'd like to change. He's not in that job anymore. He's burnt out. They've got some other replacement in that carries on the agenda. But that gives you an idea of the system interlopers. So I'm just going to knock that off. Stop screen. Ooh, and we're back. I know, Sam, the state of him was just unbelievable, right? So most women in this country are going to be hugely affected in some way, shape or form in the future. By the time I get there, there will not even be a pension. You'll be left to scrabble around the streets and go through the bins. Yeah, unfocused gaze of a highly sleep-deprived, cocaine-riddled person. That took women's pensions away. I know, the state. So when I speak in this way, it reflects, yes, I feel peaceful in my own being, but how can we not laugh at these people that make the decisions and the rest of us, or in some way, shape or form, go along with it? So what do women need to do about that? I invite that from anyone listening here in this moment. What do we do? Do you just stop? Do you disengage? Do you disconnect? On the plus side of the United States is basically ran by a woman this next term. Well, I don't know if that's going to make any difference whatsoever to anything, because they're all going to do the same things. They're just going to wear different labels. So for me, it's kind of like, right, this is really choice point time for a lot of people. If you're in Britain, blow up Parliament. Guy Fawkes, yes. Yeah, poor guy from Yorkshire got slam dunked and called a Catholic from Spain. I don't know. And they ritualized him for, 500 years after. Go and send children around with burning effigies. Women need to learn about finance and economics, and they aren't relying on government programs for their future. Absolutely so. But often it's a case where women aren't left with much choice, which is a sad state of affairs. But with the help of women's work centres, we do aim to address that through the use of education, implementation, programs that help you to move forward on your journey learn some skills that will benefit you, so you live away from codependency and you're not dependent on man or state or anyone. Just do it yourself. Why not? You know, because obviously there's not going to be any kind of recompense when you get to state pension age. You'll be expected to work with your illnesses, dragging them along. System and women and the interaction between the two makes you wonder, how do we do this? How do we really disconnect ourselves from this overbearing silent killer? And it is a slow but surely silent killer. So the way that I remove myself personally from this is through a process of, actually, I see beyond you because I remember you not being here on earth. And also that there is a specific process that I will undergo. Now, this is something that I wanted to talk to you about here this evening on Women's Work. Part of the essential clearing program that we would be initiating in our centres, excuse me, are available on Concordia Spiritual Activation. And I'm just going to put a link up there because this is really important. It is basically the program that we're going to use to accelerate your growth and development as a woman. And the reason why I created it in this way is that it can be done very quickly if you're 150% committed. And the link is just down here. So you can go there, you can find out how to book on. You will be required to message me and let me know. But throughout this broadcast, what I'm going to do is just let you know about how important your connections are, regardless of what you incarnated to be here on this planet. So, number one, right, I just wanted to give this scenario. Everybody on the planet has incarnated with a purpose. They have a job to do. They have a role to live. They have, this is a free will universe. You don't have to accept any of it. But for your own growth and development, it's important to do that, to engage with the inner levels of you. Now, what do I mean about the inner levels of you? I'm talking about your inner being. You have a framework of operation. You have a light body, which operates in your compressed form, which is your body, your physical body, and you all function in a certain way with the use of life, light, love, experience, well-being, good experiences. Yes, some will have really bad experiences, but here is how we interface on a physical level with all of those experiences. So I'm just going to share this screen with you. Beautiful website by Alison Fuller, the hormonal therapist. I found this diagram to really explain why it's important to improve your spiritual connections. And I keep talking about it, and people think that maybe it's a luxury or a spiritual development kind of scenario. But really what it comes back to is the vagus nerve. So when we are born, we have this connection. So everybody is born with one of these. We need it to function. It's connected to our central nervous system, which guides our every function. Now, if there is any damage here in any way, shape or form, then obviously you're not going to function at complete optimum wellness in your body. So if there are any disconnections, any damages, any misconnections, or any toxicity here, it's going to massively affect what you do, how you live, and how you think manifest in your reality. So here in Alison's article, she says that the body is designed to switch us in and out of fight or flight whenever we need to protect ourselves. When there is a state of perceived or potential fear, it switches us into a high state of alert, ready for action. Okay, so you can imagine if this area is in stress at the core, then it's going to have a knock-on effect on all areas of your life. The secretion of hormones from the glands are depressed, blood is diverted away from the digestive organs, flow, absorption and movement within the digestive organs is restricted, the body is flooded with adrenaline and noradrenaline, there is an increased demand for insulin, the visceral tissue can be inflamed, symptoms of IBS and bloating may be present. Now, these are really common ailments that people experience, but often they're overlooked from a very early age. Our standpoint with the Women's Work Centres is that we can clear these areas using a specific process to help realign and clear the birth trauma so that the brain is functioning in a non-suppressed state. Now, it may be a question, oh, well, how do I know if my vagus nerve is functioning? Well, you know, there aren't many tests that you can get to find out. I suppose you can get an MRI scan and they can give you some sort of visual, maybe. I'm not sure of how technically advanced they are. But here, in a calmer, rested, relaxed, I'm going to add on to here, relaxed, but also clear state. Blood flow to tissue and organs improve. That's really great. More oxygen in the blood. Regulation and controls hormones, improves and rebalances. Great for every woman and their cycle. Excuse me. Absorption of nutrients improvement. Great. But there are other things that you would need to do with that. There is an increased flow and healthy movement of the bowel. The sphincter muscles relax and symptoms of IBS decrease. Inflammation and bloating reduce. So when we're in a good state, our nervous and endocrine systems work together to help control function and regulation of our hormones. And then we achieve homeostasis there, which is stability. So it's really quite interesting. So the first point where this area, the gut, is affected is when we are born. And with an increasing trend of women having their births in hospitals, not enough of the whole picture is included when you're in that process. If the baby is removed by forceps, ventouse, or manhandled in any kind of way, it can cause a disruption here between this very important gut-brain axis. So if there's any breakage here or any kind of misalignment at these points, you have a double area of disconnection. And how would we know? How would we know if we had this connection? Well, we'd know from the type of birth that we had, how long it went on for, whether or not how we were treated in those very early birth moments. They have a direct impact on the well-being of you and the state of you in this time. So the next area here that gets affected are the energy centers. So if you think that you have the solar plexus connecting to this area here, we receive vast amounts of data through this area as women and as men too. So the more compacted this area gets, the more blocked the function is between this gut-brain axis and becomes more toxic with time. So low frequency emotions, criticism, greed, anger, emotional instability of any kind will affect the vagus nerve function there. So it is really important to work with all areas here. So you'd be working with your energy centers, you'd be working with a dietary improvement. You would need to cleanse this area because very early on we eat foods that maybe aren't so good for us and just get clogged up. So this is, a very interesting time to realize that our functions here are key to our spiritual awakening and existence. Now, what else do we have in here? What are the spiritual aspects that we have in here? Well, here is the area. Look, you've got these two parts here that connect to the spiritual heart here, the thymus. through the system here into the gut, right? So if when you were born with everything that you ever needed to complete this lifetime successfully. All the connections may not have been there due to a stressful birth, a challenging childhood or upbringing, parents who didn't support you on the planet, and it's not by anyone's fault. It's just the way things have been so far. So back to this area again, the gut and the vagus nerve. Now, your spiritual gifts and skills are here in these areas. They're completely firing off all the time. So you're getting a sense, you get a gut instinct, an intuition, an inner knowing, which will carry those signals to different parts of your body to let you know what is going on here. Right? So what is going on? You're translating the message, the data, the synchronistic experience, the life path change. You're receiving all of that data there, and it's going to transform up into some kind of thought process, intuitive realization through your pituitary gland, through your hypothalamus, through the other neurological centers. And this is where we get our internal realizations. So we have this continual map that has been given to us to guide our way and function. So if you have any impact here in the head or head injuries, that's going to massively impact what goes on down here. So you can see the cycle that you can get into. So with Concordia spiritual activation, we go into this in quite some substantial detail. And these are methods that I've used over the last 15 years that that basically work with all systems of the body to undo, correct, and improve the regeneration of the system that was damaged or impacted by birth or early years interactions that may have been an accident, or a child could have fallen over, they could have hurt themselves, they may not have fed well. There are all sorts of things that affect a small child's life that we would not necessarily be aware of. So this is one of the important aspects of women's work and the centres that we provide, is that we can provide preventative health support to women and families so that the children have a chance of being and doing whatever they came here and incarnated here to do. But also this is for everybody who wants to tune into that part of themselves. Now, in most of the European countries, people are plagued with gut issues continually. And this comes in many different forms: stomach pain, stomach ache, can't process food, bowel issues, digestion issues, all kinds of problems like that. Now, when we start to address things from a physical level and our cleansing level, eating cleaner foods, eating and drinking organic foods, smoothies, juices, all those really great things, finding your own way with the balance of your eating patterns. One of the things that can happen after we've gone through this process is that, excuse me, we begin to awaken. And the gut is clearer, you're receiving clearer signals, you've gone through a detox process, you're very sensitive to what is going on around you. And all of these things require an upshift, because it can be really daunting to go out there after doing a massive cleansing program and having to interact with the gut-based frequencies of the collective. You don't really want to do that. So with this 13-week journey, we empty you of traumas that you've experienced. We reconnect your vagus nerve as one of the things that we do on a week-by-week basis. We clear out your central nervous system, which allows you to be free of all negative programs that have affected you in the past and kept you locked into a system that was essentially designed to harvest your energy in some way, shape or form and control your very existence. So it is one way that we can access our source frequency selves. We can access the greater part of ourselves that often gets ignored, and we can manifest that through our physical forms in a very specific kind of way. So we work with many processes, and some of them you might not want to come back from because they're so enjoyable. But each week by week, we have a specific clearing and activation that brings you to a point of realization within yourself that you are much greater than what you are. You don't have to carry the karmic impacts from this lifetime. Everything can be resolved in a very easy and calm way, but it all can be done physically because it needs to be done in both ways: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And we do that in a very deep, how could I say it, a very deep and intimate way, because this is your journey. Everybody's on a different journey, and everybody's got a gift to bring into the universe. And so working with the vagus nerve really supports that. Working with the central nervous system and clearing out the parasympathetic and resetting those basic operating functions of your physical skin suit technology infused with your pure light, you begin to get a different result of how you're feeling, what you're embodying, what you're emanating, how happy you are in your existence. And this is really important right now, because the system is going to be screwing the life out of your very thought processes. It's going to be knocking on the doors of your reality. How do you manage that? Well, in no time frequency, people say, what is no time? It's living out of the system time, which is designed to program your physical skin suit into a life of stress, a life of poor health, and that for your future generations. It has been planned that way. It was always designed that way, and nothing has ever changed. So this is a way that over the last 15 years, I began to work in this way with myself, with my clients, and we really began to see some massive results, especially when it comes to clearing of the central nervous system and resetting you to where you should be on your life path. This is the one you incarnated in with. This is what you came here to do. These are your skill sets that have lain dormant for eons, some of you, some of them for a few lives, but it's now time to bring them into complete harmony within you so that you can do your very best here. And that's not doing a little bit of effort, turning up, doing a little something that might benefit you for 2 seconds. If you really want to go the whole hog and go on the fast track experience of clearing your existence from the 4 previous teacher worlds, reconnecting to your star family so that you have every support that you ever needed on the planet, you can have this. And it's very easy to do. We all go through on a particular journey together. With each group is unique, and each group is completely, they have their own thing that they do, as well as individual things that they do. So I really stress that it's really important. Now, I treat a lot of people, and I have done over the years in various forms. I've treated really advanced spiritual people. I've treated people who may just be waking up, and all of which leads me to the same conclusion. No matter how highly spiritual you think you are, there's always work to be done. And I've recently I've been not allowed to post in a spiritual growth and healing group on Facebook. I'm not offended by that, but obviously it's not in alignment. Women's work is not in alignment with that. It's quite funny, really. But the key point is that you, as an individual, are here to grow and learn. And I know that everybody can't do it at the same time. But if you want to do this and do it in a very thorough way, I've been doing this for a long time with people, as I said, and it's a very easy way to look at your journey, integrate with what you're meant to be doing, putting you into a process of deeper connection with yourself, deeper than you've ever had before, which propels you on your journey. Now, why do we need this? Can't we just stay at home and listen to the news and be engulfed by narratives of control? You can do that if you want, that's fine. But there will be those out there who want to expand and move forward at ultra galactic frequencies and speeds. And this is for you, for those ones that really want to engage with a process that helps you to shed system control in a very, very unique way, unique to you way, improves your journey, etc. This is for you. So, excuse me. So if you want to begin on a journey, we have the 11/11 America's Concordia Spiritual Activation. It will be a wonderful time to put your TV in a corner and cover it with a tablecloth or some sort of blanket and really assess how you're going to make this oncoming time, because you can predict country by country the changes that are rolling out bit by bit, all the restrictions that will be imposed upon you because your civil liberties have been stripped down to nothing. How will you work with that? How will you remove yourself from the time frame of the interloper? Well, at Concordia Spiritual Activation, we do exactly that. We use a very early era of light, all through all eras of light, actually, the spiritual courts of equity, which bring you into fast track remedy and resolve. I've worked with these for the last 10 years and have achieved some very dramatic results with my own existence. I may not have made it if I didn't work with those techniques. So you will learn how to engage with your life in a very different way, where you are the co-creator of it. You have no system interfering in your pure flow manifestation, your connections into the dream world, your dreaming body, all of your bodies. And we look at specific things that have happened in the story of Earth with you in particular. And this is about your light line of creation, who your lineage were, who your cultures were, what they have done, what they want to do or how they want to work with you. This is a very beautiful experience. And there are very few people on the planet today that can offer this at this moment. I can say that because I do treat a lot of people in a lot of different areas, and everybody needs a booster. Everybody that I treat has a core vagus nerve disconnection in some way, shape or form due to the experiences of this existence. And that's everybody. And I was included in that. I have to continually work on myself. I didn't arrive at it easy. I put in an incredible amount of hard work and effort in times that were very stressful for me. And I did it. And I have a central nervous system that communicates my soul through my body in a very, very real, experiential way from the heart. And that was really important for me personally, is to engage in that heart-based peaceful experience, despite the absurdity of the system and the things that they roll out. It's just one way to look at it, is that really we can't take this seriously anymore. We have to take responsibility for ourselves in all ways. And that's spiritual, mental, emotion, and take back our power, take back our light, take back our DNA. And when you begin to look at how a concentrated emergence of a particular, I'm trying to skirt around the edges here, I'm not getting to it. So what I'm talking about is the Women's Centre and the impacts and the direct positive impacts to women's lives within the vicinity of one of those centres, because it's not just about education, it's about the women's education as to what you actually are in your skin suit, in your body, with your breasts, your womb, your heart, your mind, your soul. Every single part of you has a function, and women do not know of this. And this is something that I really look forward to bringing out in the specific women's activation program that's coming online soon. You can find that more information eventually in probably about a week at Concordia Spiritual Activation. I'll also be operating a men's group as well for specific functions that have happened to men. I've had 50% of my lives as a man. Therefore, I really do get your experience too. Maybe not in a man's body in this lifetime, but certainly I have the knowledge to guide you through it. So that will be coming on board soon. Wonderful. So these programs are designed to recalibrate us on a personal level, on an interpersonal level with relationships. It improves our lineage relationships and our all of our multidimensional relationships that we're continually having on a moment by moment basis. And all of this carries into your future experience. So it's a really huge thing that Concordia Spiritual Activation is offering. And I would, on the 11/11 is going to be massive for the Americas. And I hope to see you there for that, because all of this is kickstarting the programs that are coming forward for women at these centres, with our first flagship centre to be in Malinalco, Mexico. And then we're going to see about getting them rolled out to every single city, every village. We can have micro satellites with these programs that all feed into a support network for women who want to do things differently. So, and not have that dependency on anybody but their own spirit, their own soul's path, their own journey, and what they incarnated here to do. Really important. If the women are happy, the men are happy. And if everybody's happy, the children are happy. And that's what we want here. This life of not having personal freedoms imposed upon the family unit in any way, shape or form. So that's just one aspect of the women's work healing centres and education centres. Obviously, education is really key here. This is really important that we get a positive education as women, and not just the patriarchal overlay telling us scientifically what we should and shouldn't be doing, how we should function, and all the rest of it. So that's just one element. And excuse me. And the other really important element that I feel really strongly about as a key part of the women's work project is women in business and trade. Now, every woman trades, they do business within the family unit, they've got incoming, they've got outgoing. Now, if you could handle your soul's path and your divine gifts and skills and put it and apply it into a transaction vehicle called a business, you can create with it using various different techniques that we're going to be bringing out with Concordia Consularis in other forms of trainings. This is based on my life's work in various industries, various corporate arenas, various government arenas, but also my own business arenas, and a career of 20 years in the health and wellness industry. So I just want to give it all to you for this, but it's really important that we concentrate our focus on these women's centres, because we need it now, because the births of our children are being interfered with, and the system is imposing this dehumanizing agenda onto our children and our young people. So we can't have that. So we need to apply a positive change in a specific way, and we will see our communities grow and develop and flourish with stronger women, stronger men, stronger children, and who are able to do what they incarnated here to do. And that is just fabulous. So what I'm going to do in this next phase here, I'm going to just bring you through a miniature activation and do something that I've been doing with many people over the last weeks on these class trainings. And I'm just going to see if I get told off by YouTube. I don't know. Gosh, there goes the mic. We'll do that. We'll do that. And I'll just give a plug to the artist here as well. I hope you can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Okay, I'm taking that you can. I hope I wasn't sharing that vagus nerve screen throughout that whole time. I didn't intend to. I did say stop to myself, but apparently I didn't. Oops. Oh, well, that's never mind. You didn't, you could look at that for my rant. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on, and you don't need to see it. I'm going to do that one actually. Oh, YouTube. So taking a deep breath in. Close your eyes. Relax. For this is you in this moment. This is you in the center of your universe. The center of you, of your existence. Begin to pay attention to your light within. Connect your left brain, your right brain, down to the heart, and breathe. Allow your worries, the internal, external projections coming in at you, breathe. Go deeper down into you. Deeper into the heart of you. Paying attention to all other parts of yourself as you move your awareness down, deeper down. Deeper into your light that has been here for eons. Just breathe a long, slow, deep breath out. Let go. Let go of systems. Let go of fear-based mind control programs, taking you into the no-time frequency of the heart, where it is just for you in this lifetime. Your space, your inner world. the seat of your operational system. Let go of the pain and the stress of this existence. Let it unwind and unravel at beyond quantum levels in an instant, multidimensional moment. Allow yourself to let go of all suffering that you have endured at the hands of anyone, any man or woman. Be glad that your light is here. As you bring that light into the core of your being, into your stomach, your guts, and you feel it spinning and rotating in complete multidimensional form. You see any darkness releasing and clearing. This is you, your experience, your beingness. Allow your central nervous system and all its connected tissues and organs to let down in this moment. Give yourself permission to really let it go. Letting go of shame, blame, guilt. Letting go of your biological burden in your central nervous system and impacts that you've stored in your gut. With laser-like focus, we remove all the darkness, clouds your judgment, clouds your vagus nerve, all of your personal blockages in that central nervous system that stop you from being free, that prevent you from living system free. Feel it fizzing and releasing. Clearing out of the body. Bringing the vagus nerve and all connective systems into neutral. Going down further through all branches as we bring forth the high frequency source, prime creator light. This is you. This is your magnificent self. This is your path. This is your existence. Disentangle your central nervous system in this moment from the system. All other parts connected to this will automatically be transformed at universal levels. I love your soul. I can't help it. You're all amazing beings. And when your light shines in this universe, truly amazing things happen. On your journey, with your families, you learn so much. Turn and face yourself in this beautiful light. Appreciate yourself, your frequency, and what you've come here to do. Appreciate your divinity, for you are much greater than this. Allow your light to become unwaverable in any situation. You hold a position of peace. Peace in your nervous system, peace in your soul. Peace in your actions, peace in your dream world. Do more for yourself. Do kind things. Make yourself happy from the heart, from your purpose, and being truly, peacefully authentic and real to your experience, to your journey. Embrace your light. You are light. At subatomic levels, you are light. Feel it expand and grow with your awareness. Feel yourself expand in this moment, but maintain being grounded here on earth. And give thanks for yourself for being here now. Bring yourself back to your heart, to your feet, and wiggle your hands. And if you would like more information about Concordia spiritual activation, you can contact me, Angela Miller, on Facebook. You can contact me at Women's Work on Facebook. You can also contact me at Temescal UK Europe, Mexican Health and Healing on Facebook. You can contact me for business consultations here at Concordia Consularis, Harmony and Perfect Counsel on Facebook, your ultimate resolution programs for the fifth world of peace. But we start our journey with Concordia spiritual activations on the 11/11. Do get in contact, do get on board. This is the most beautiful and comfortable journey on a fast track that will take you to levels of your new levels of purpose, new levels of activation, and feeling good and in peace for this time ahead, which is going to try and destabilize you at every point of your existence. So there you go. Now, in this episode, it's actually it's been really great to share with you my vision for women's work, how it works, how it all comes together. We are going to be offering a 2-week transformation program at our centres for those that just want to come along and have the completely immersed, full, whole-bodied experience on reclaiming yourself and becoming whole again. And then when you're whole, you cannot be interfered with in any way, shape or form. Those that aren't will move away from you, and you will be able to help them in a very positive way. And these are the people you came here incarnated on earth to help and support during this awakening time. So, everybody, I love you. I think you're all amazing. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Willow. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you, Zach. Anyone else that's joined us that I don't know or can't see, you are blessed, you are loved. And let us all find our way to peace here on this planet. For private consultations, please do contact me. I'm on Facebook, best way to contact me, and we can work it out from there on. I offer consultations, one-on-ones, and if you have a specific group of people that you would like me to work with, please do get in contact, because I'm always open to working with different soul groups, different beings, different people that have incarnated to do specific jobs and frequencies here on with frequencies on the planet. Do get in contact. So thank you very much, all of you, for being here this evening. My name is Angela Miller. This has been Women's Work, and I really look forward to engaging with you in the future to do some really amazing stuff. So blessings. Ooh, I love you all. And that's meant from the heart.